find a little bit of that form they had on Ancient, but just deliver it in a slightly different locale here and against the Team Spirit side, who maybe aren't the most confident on Mirage, but can certainly give them a fight. And with Team Spirit starting on the defense, we'll see if they can get things going with his USPs. Magix will have the kit, a smoke for him as well. Maybe they'll go for just 5 Glocks and an opening shot from Hurtfrisk, because they wanted to go aggressive towards the underground. He gets punished for that. Dexter luckily trades low for one towards mid.
Yeah, big find. Stops the mid control from being taken for in the array as well and gives a lot more info for Team Spirit to work with. But the problem is they don't really know if it could be outside A still currently. They've only got one man back in that CT spawn. I think they're going to be happy enough to stick to their gamble of playing for the A retake as seemed to be initially the plan. And they actually pushed a man out through under. That was SDY, so he's confirmed that there is still some presence around the B apartments. In the array, definitely looking, for the moment anyway, to go ahead and end it on towards B. Again, with the couple of players still here to defend, it'll by no means be an easy one. They have rotated SDY back towards A, though. And, well, maybe that one player showing himself is going to keep them in place a little bit longer. As I say that, though, it's an instant B commitment. Chopper's already got one. Dexter from the van taps another couple of heads to add to his initial kill, bringing his tally up to a total of 3. And that's the start you want for Dexter. Again, he was a monster back on Ancient. He really was the man that got Team Spirit over the line. He came alive when they needed to, initially when they were down, to start to come back, to start getting them back into the game. And he just never slowed down. And, you know, Oppers, they just sometimes have those insane games where their pistols are on point, whether they're hitting in crispy 1-digs, whether they're popping heads with the USP. The Oppers, they just have the next level kind of... It looks extra satisfying. I don't know how to explain it.
I remember Elian a few days ago from the Entropic side. He was one of those players that you just look at and you're like, he is just playing with so much confidence right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even like it only lasted for a moment because he just, for some reason, he just seems to drop off a lot against these like tier 1 teams. But when you see it, it's beautiful. That's a nice opening kill for Hurtfrisk. However, the kills very quickly in response from Team Spirit. Not going to let things get out of control, but look at Railway. He's been able to find a line around the back line, and now could have a kill on towards Chopper, who might not expect him. But the only issue is Chopper's going to be looking this way for the apartments. You might just find the timing, though, where Chopper's looking the other way. Oh, it's a little bit awkward. And he's going to straight into the vision. Railway's got him dead to right, surely, as he hops up onto the bin. Make sure he has that one, and he will. Now his teammate can come get that bomb plant. And a pretty decent haul from this round, all things considered. Even if you don't find anything else, 2 kills, bomb planted. Yeah, that's pretty solid.
I was a little bit afraid there for a moment. Those are the shots that you end up missing. Railway himself was being super duper cautious just in case. But now he's got an M4. And X5 has a strong position up close on the smoke here. What the CT is needing to move relatively quickly. He might be able to catch them before it fully fades away. Need to be cautious of the man who's starting to move back from kitchen. But he's got the Tech 9 again up close. Pushes through. Not able to get the trade on Dexter. If he had found it, the time at that point would have been starting to tick away. You have SDY on only 8 health. That probably would have been the round for him. Instead, it's going to be Team Spirit who just about managed to clinch it out on the retake. It's an incredibly close round, considering it wasn't a full buy from in the array coming in. It was just the force, I believe. But they've got the bomb down, so they can keep the pressure on. The economy has been kept more than modest at this point for Team Spirit, as they just about scrape their buy back together. So there's still a chance for in the array to break them down with a single round win here. But it's obviously risky. High risk, high reward. They're putting everything in. If it doesn't work, then they would have to eco.
Thank God Dexter had a kit as well.
True, it was
a little
close.
bit close. Yeah. But they managed to come out with the round. Now they just need to try and deal with this even heftier buy from the INDE side. Because, I mean, well, Dexter on the AWP would be the crucial factor. 6 kills, 0 deaths. It's Mir who gets caught early, and Dexter just has to watch his teammate fall, as he'll now try and take position towards Connector and find a retaliatory shot here. Anyway, though, close range. That's a beautiful flashbang. No vision at all for Railway there as he gets clapped. Frisk's going to try and creep his way through the park in front of the smoke. And he's found an angle onto Chopper. Can't quite get the bullets required. And now he's really wanting to get this duel in his favor. But Chopper is just going to stand up tall, slap him down, and give Team Spirit the man advantage now in this one. As they've been able to turn that man deficit on its head.
Yeah, even with the damage on Chopper, still at least having the numbers for now to try and just try it out at least from this point onwards. Nice little setup on the bomb site, at least there should be. They are going to have to deal with the 3 different angles coming forward, so if Magix can get this kill on the Davcost in on ramp, then the bombs drop. There's not a ton of time either. It's going to be quite awkward once this push does start to come through from INDE IRAE. X5, though, he's creeping forward now from Connector. Should actually have the drop on the man underneath Palace. There we go. Unfortunately, Magix, or rather Flowing, coming out of Palace. Palace is caught by SDY from Spawn. He might even be able to give a little bit more here. Big stuff, though, in the end. Can't really afford to peek back in. Doesn't want to give anything away, but his teammates have got it. Dexter was holding the cross the entire time. Davcost wasn't even able to move from Tetris as he was just kind of trapped in with the bomb. Never ideal. You don't want to get caught up on Tetris on those A pushes. It gives time for the rotations to come in and just makes it then so much harder to actually cross over to the bomb site itself. Ideally, you want to be making that move quickly, or if you are doing it slowly, you need to have enough time to consider maybe backing off to at least make the opponents, I guess, have it in their mind that that is a possibility, so they know that you're not just sitting there. But a 3-0. INDE right back on the pistol, so they won't be able to do anything about that now, but into the next one is when they really need to get going. Team Spirit, though, they're getting the start that they want here. Similar to what they found on Ancient, but potentially a bit better if they can manage to make this a clean one and actually build up some money behind it, because they never done that on Ancient in the beginning.
Bit of a run boost towards mid. Does get a player safely behind the top boxes. Not sure how much is going to help them out. Maybe the Deagles can find success, which Railway has been able to do with his towards Underground. Utility going to hold him back from pushing forwards, though, and now core towards mid. Chopper is going to find even more. It's like INDE. Going to be getting not much from this, but a second kill from Davcost on a P250 does provide a little bit more space for them to work with here. Chopper going to drop down in towards this window room. He's just hoping to catch a player peeking out from the Underground, but he's already missed a timing on them. They're already back towards top mid, and they're fading away with that bomb, with these 2 Deagles, with a flash. There's potential for them to maybe get themselves into a site, catch a quick kill, and get a bomb plant down. Obviously, it's going to depend a lot on what this flashbang is going to be able to achieve. Whether they can find the right timing on someone, but again, damage being done. Team Spirit not able to close these rounds down quickly. Or cleanly, rather. Magic's still on this flank through Underground. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to spot them in time, but that flashbang going deep certainly gives Dexter the intel. As he gets the first, Davcost is just going to try and hit the plant. I don't think anybody's close enough, so no. Yeah, plant down. Not bad. An extra $800 per player.
Yeah, no complaints, I don't think there. Is Dexter 10-0? He is.
Looks
Chill,
like it, yeah.
Chill. It's unnecessary. You don't need to be going that quick. If he keeps that up, he'd be 40-0 by the time they hit the finish. If it was 60-0, am I correct there?
I'm trying to. I'm
4, 8, 12,
working
16. You just 4 times the 10. Yeah. So if he somehow manages to keep up this pace, he could be hitting a 40 bomb and a 16-0. Don't think that'll happen though. To be fair,
Dexter 40 bomb confirmed already. Put those much Fred up.
Yeah, just forget about it. No chance of a comeback, man. 0 chance. Nah, but it's in the IRAE. We've seen what they done back on Ancient after going down 6-1 initially as well. We know that they can work themselves back into these. I think coming through into the tournament, they knew it was going to be a tough time for them, but they've got the individuals. X5, I think your camera might be a little bit wrong there. He's like a tiny little corner sideways.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out the other round. I thought initially it was like his monitor that was like blocking most of it. And then, like, I saw like, the hand move, and I was like, what's moving there behind the monitor? And I was like, oh, hang on, his camera's, like, the other way around.
We had some crazy effects happening out of nowhere on the cams the other day that were giving me nightmares.
Oh, yeah.
They were mad ones.
It was on the endpoint game, I think I saw one. That was fun.
I think so. We had it in a couple. I think it was just the other day. Issues to be ironed out, of course. We all recall what lands are like. Here we go, though. Looking like a slightly quicker play from INDE IRAE. There hasn't been any contact in the early stages of the round. It's only now that they start to burst forward. But Chopper, overlooked initially in the ladder room, catches X5 making his way up that ladder. Didn't quite get the kill on Davcost, but did do a ton of damage. And with that, just completely stopped the B push. They were going forward with the bomb anyway. It was at the top of mid the entire time, so I'm not exactly sure what the plan was there. It's just falling apart. Absolutely zero hope being found for INDE IRAE. Davcost is left alone. And with 30 seconds, his goal has got to be to just carry over that up. He's not having as strong of a start as he had back on Ancient, and, well, really none of them are.
maybe pick up a kill towards mid here if he gets the timing right, but I think he's just going to elude that player. I think it was Chopper having a bit of a push through mid. Yeah, Davkos is just trying to save this AWP, but Chopper is... Oh, I thought he was going to chase. Is he still going to? Yeah, he is. He's just missed the timing, but if he pushes further deep, he might still get the kill. Yeah, no saving allowed. Chopper guns you down. Yeah. So no AWP, no recovery for INDE IRAE just yet. They are gonna have to sit on 0 for the time being. And now look at this buy that's coming through for the INDE side. 4 AKs, just a deagle for Davkost. Not really what you want to try and stem the bleeding right now.
No, never want Davkos limited off that up with how impactful he is when he has it and how much he's kind of hindered when he doesn't. Is one of those kind of more old school oppers where you don't tend to see them on the rifle all that much. The biggest example back in the day was probably JDM. He had an allergic reaction to AKs and M4s. Here we go, looking to be another just straight up execute pretty much on the way. They haven't ran down any of the CT side's nades, so they're just going to get picked apart by those as they come in, if even necessary, because at the moment the op picks up the opening kill, the rifles just have opportunities for the one-on-ones. And while a flank in from behind, I was going to say, should pretty much seal the deal. There was a lurker left over towards B, so it's actually not going to quite end the round yet. We're going to have a few extra seconds while we wait for Railway to make his way across, but he's likely going to at least give this a go here. I don't think saving is much of an option for him. It's going to be 6-0, though. Slightly more one-sided even than the beginning that we had back on Ancient, and this time, obviously, INDE IRAE don't have the luxury of thinking this is their opponent's map choice. We can get away with it a little bit. They definitely can't. They need a win here. They need a win on Nuke. But otherwise, they're going to be going home, unfortunately, without that 5th place, because this is the 5th place decider. I was trying to say exactly what. It'd just be 6th place, I guess, at that point. Because I'm pretty sure they've decided every single place. There's no, like, kind of 5th to 8th or whatever as there'd normally be, because you've got to allocate the points.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for the RMR, obviously, 5th place gets 1,875 points. 6th gets nothing. So...
Nothing. Damn.
Yeah, no points for 6th.
A lot on the line, then. I think you've got to say, in the overall kind of aspect of things, you definitely expect it to be Team Spirit that finds them. I think you said it would likely bring them up into the Challenger as well, right?
Yeah.
Up and towards 3rd, I believe, from their current 5th place. So that would be a nice little find for them. And they're definitely on track for it at the moment. Again, Dexter is being unstoppable. He took a round out, so I don't know if he's quite on track for the 40 bomb anymore. He's still yet to die, which is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Can he make the whole game? I think I've only ever.
Oh, mate, every time you start believing, it just comes crashing down. Don't even begin to believe.
True. He's against the weaker weapons here, so this is probably when he dies as well somehow.
Yeah.
If they're having so much success before.
Yeah, we'll get hungry and get like Tech 9 to the face. But...
He'll be thinking, I could bring this up to 16 right now. Not the rounds, but his kills.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he'll be hoping for 16 rounds as well, sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm. Well, he'll have to wait at least a little while. 10 rounds. Probably more. I do expect INDE IRAE to eventually get a little bit going, but it has to be early enough so that they have the room to try and actually start a bit of a comeback off the back of it. And Railway, not going to have a good time while he jumps up onto the bench. Head taken off, the op still sticking around for Dexter is good for 1. There might be a little bit more coming his way as well, as indeed Davkos peeks in with the bomb as well. So that's being lost now. Blowing an X5 or less. Stefani misses the shot. Dexter, he goes down. There it is. The jinx, I done it to him. It was so easy as well, I'm not going to lie. That was a pretty straightforward shot right there. He's been hitting all the hard ones. That's the... never mind. He got to 13 kills. Most people consider that number unlucky. I think that's what happened. He got to 13 and just instantly the unluckiness kicked in.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. At least now he has an actual KD. I never know what to say with a KD when someone's got 0 deaths. Like...
Infinite, isn't it?
You just got an infinite KD. At least now he has 13 KD.
With an infinite one, though, you could be 1 and 0, or you could be 72 and 0. So as you're saying, it's not the best way. Normally, you can tell from the kills whether it's impressive or not. Anyway, as Magix is looking to hold from the spawn, it's a retake setup overall, but they do have some nades on the CT side that they've been able to throw in to delay it. And there's no actual straight-up smokes down from INDE IRAE. They played this off of contact, so This is interesting. Caught up on the Tetris position once again. They are at least ready for the trade, as it was only Mirage who decided to swing forward, but they're still being, unfortunately, traded out. It's a very costly push at the moment. And as I had said, everyone is already here from Team Spirit, so it's fine. They've got everyone in place. There's still tons of nades. The flashes are coming over for the peaks. And although it does cost Team Spirit a few players on the hold with how aggressive they decided to take it, it's worked out pretty well with only Hurtfrisk left standing. He's got to go ahead and deny Team Spirit from already reaching the halfway point. Can't get it done.
No, it was unlucky. It was not going to be an easy one, especially with Team Spirit playing that one actually very, very nicely, just sticking like next to each other, playing so that you can get that very quick refrag if the first player goes down. So actually, well, in fact, none of them went down, so it works out even better than that for them. But yeah, just playing to not lose that round, making sure they get the win in there. And now we have an 8-0, a timeout called for the INDE side, and it's one that's definitely needed. When your top fragger is Hurtfrisk right now with 4 kills, and you've got, and that's lower than everybody on the Team Spirit side right now. Mir is the lowest with 5. I mean, it's sort of just Team Spirit have come into this second map ready to play, and they're sort of dusting off that ancient map and giving us a bit of a show.
Yeah, it's rough for IRAE though, because they've done such a good job throughout the qualifier, throughout all of this tournament as well, that now it might end off like this if they aren't able to get themselves going. Eventually Mir gets punished for that mid-aggression, but not before they've already got themselves the advantage. And he even found the dink on the Davkos before going down, so that is plenty. This is not looking good for IRAE. I was hoping for a competitive map. I suppose there's always silver linings, because as I was telling you, I do have a breakfast roll waiting. So I won't complain if I get to eat that if we get a little bit of a break. But no, I want IRAE to give the fight, because as we said, Nuke could be such a good map from them as well. But without the Ancient win, it seems like they might not even get a chance to take it there. And we thought Ancient would be the one-sided map if either of them were to be. Figured Mirage would be a competitive affair, but so far in IRAE, I think the mental game of losing Ancient in such a close one, unfortunately, has maybe got to them a little bit. As they look to move forward, X5, the one to try and lead the way. Dexter actually misses this shot. Despite his current stats, he has had a couple of those where it seems like the easier ones are not going his way, but when it gets a little bit harder, when the pressure mounts, he's going to go ahead and step up to the occasion. 2 from Dexter. Davkos left on 5 health. So this could be an easy finish for Dexter if he wanted, even with that nade that he's got in his back pocket. For Davkos now, he's just been kind of stuck up in the apps the entire time. He was one of the first players ready to push as well, but with the 5 health, he couldn't afford to try and get the entries, and obviously now his teammates unable to do it, leaving him alone. And although he gets a single kill onto Dexter, it's not going to be a big deal. Dexter doesn't care about the death sider. We were joking earlier, he's still got 15-2 with 150 ADR, with a 9-0 lead for his team as well. Everything is going pretty much as well as it could right now for Dexter and co.
Yeah, they're loving life right now. You almost feel like the INDE side, they used all of their magical powers on that Ancient game and just fell a little bit short. And now it almost feels like they're a little bit deflated in some regards. I don't think they are. It's just, yeah, you maybe you just don't have that sort of mojo that you maybe came into the first map with, where you're feeling confident, and now you lose it, and it's just, you struggle to get back into the groove of things here on the new map, and now 10-0. This is looking rather dominant, if it didn't already.
Yeah, this really is pure dominance right now. Unfortunately, the CIS boys not on land, so Team Spirit unable to make eye contact with IRAE.
Oh yeah, the intense stare.
Really assert it, yeah. But that's probably the best for IRAE, because they're good. If this ends as it's gone so far, they're probably all going to want a little break after this one, a few minutes maybe to calm down. Exactly. Yeah, they have their beds and such near them, I'd imagine. But they do have cameras on. Some of them like playing in the dark, flowing. You can see he was flashed there to bits because he got extra pale. He looked like me for a moment, almost an Irishman. As a 5-on-3 is taken in favor of Team Spirit, and I like that despite the early advantage, the confidence is just rolling to such an extent that they don't really care. They're not going to slow things down at all. It could, in theory, backfire, but again, they're so confident that they just don't really seem to care about it. It's going so well. You've got a 10-0 lead. You're just going to keep imposing yourself pretty much on your opponents at that stage. As You do see a little bit of control, I suppose, around connector. Davkost has crept his way up in towards Delpan. Now up short, he's going to start going. But again, they're just making individual plays. It's one man pushing everywhere. What's the plan here, boys? Was there a plan here, boys? Come on, lads. I think it's time to cop on a bit.
Yeah.
It's not going well when they have the rifles taking those individual duels. It's not going to work with pistols.
Because you look at the map and you think, you see where all these indie players have gone down. Like you see sort of 2 towards ramp, 1 towards stairs, 1 towards palace. You think, oh, that's just a sort of a good mid pit push that's sort of gone wrong. Like an A split that's sort of you've just been sort of taken down on. But no, it was like all these players peaked at individual times. They didn't put that A site under the pressure that an A split would through mid. Like it was initially just a peek from ramp and then from palace. Then you had one person push through connector, then another person push through ramp. All very segregated and not sort of choreographed. It felt a little, yeah, as you say, individual. And now it's 11-0 with weapons on the board. It's a few AKs, a couple Galils. Like it's going to be a straight B-side execute, which might actually turn the tide. But Chopper is there, and he's found 1 with the help of Mir. They actually secure a 2nd. Already a 2-man disadvantage for the INDE IRAE side to try and push forward, and it's just not going well. Mir still picking up kills. Maybe Davkost can find 1 here, but dinked up. He needs to be careful. Shot to Magics. There you go. There's something to work with. Railway picks up 1 towards short. No, he does not. And a nade is going to finish off Davkost. Dexter with his 19th kill. Not even looking at the screen. Doesn't need to.
Yeah, he slowed down quite dramatically. He was on 10 after 4 rounds. As I said, if he had kept that pace up, he would have been on a 40 bomb by the time they had to reach 16 rounds. So that would have been a little bit too much, maybe. He let some of the kills be spread around, and they're still making it look incredibly easy. They've already got 12 on the CT side. This game feels like it's barely begun. Like, honestly. Nothing's going on. There's even the pushes from the T side are just kind of crazy. They always lose a player within, it seems, the first few seconds. We've never really seen them actually getting an opportunity to play out a plan with either a 5-on-5 or a 4-on-4 or even an advantage. So it's rough. Nothing's coming together for INDE IRAE. No one's getting themselves on the scoreboard in terms of the frags. The economy's constantly broken, and they're bouncing between these very rough buys and at points the pistols even as well. Just seems like Team Spirit are taking things really as they should. Even if INDE IRAE should be given a little bit more, I think this is making up for the fact that Ancient was a close one. They're like, okay, so we couldn't make it easy on both maps. We'll just make the second one super duper easy. Dexter up to 20, actually misses the shot and under, so he will eventually be punished. They might be able to even get themselves that extra op now to work with. Could be pretty handy, but they've still got to deal with Mir, who's still fighting out aggressively on mid. And he makes it look so easy. Crisp little headshot on towards X5.
That just starts to solidify this round now for Team Spirit. So I pull it back into their camp. They gave the INDE side a little brief moment of hope there with the kill onto Dexter. They thought, okay, the boss is dead. Let's go collect our loot, but never mind, there was a second boss, a mini-boss, in the form of Mir. And they weren't prepared. Now they have to reload the last checkpoint. Look like they're going to try and creep in towards his A site. Davkost drops the bomb to his teammate. That's Florian, as Hurtface wants to try and create a bit of space over towards his B site, see if he can capture the player. He's really intent on Mir, but Chopper just finds the perfect angle, the perfect time, and just guns him down from behind. No way for him to respond. SDY just has a player walk into his crosshair, and then Magic will swing off the back of that. 13 on the board, and after that initial kill onto Dexter, nothing else found by the INDE side, as we're looking at potentially a 15-0 here. I mean, I know Mirage is sort of CT-sided, but I'm not sure if I'd say it's 15 rounds CT-sided.
Okay, so we seen Dexter, when he got to 13-0, finally start to falter a little bit. Can we see the same with the scoreline, maybe? Is it really an unlucky number? My mom's really superstitious, so she would say it is. I don't really believe in it as much, but we'll see how it goes down here as well. I don't think Team Spirit believe in it too much themselves. They're just going to deny this ramp push, slaughtering everyone. As X5 eventually returns 1 kill, but they're left in a 2-on-4. Flowing at least comes up through connector, but is not ready for the follow-up swing. And there it is, 14-0. Team Spirit, 1 more to get the flawless half for themselves. And these rounds are just not lasting too long. At least not in a position where it looks like they could feasibly win it. Even in some of the previous rounds where it's gone down to a low timer, normally it's off the back of some early kills being found for Team Spirit, and then INDE IRAE just have to slow it down dramatically. So there's never really a moment when INDE IRAE look like they have the chance to start getting into this game. This is so far from what I expected after what we got on Ancient. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is sort of what I expected heading into Ancient. Our sort of opinions were skewed after a very close Ancient map, and now we all look like fools. We're even thinking of a close map was going to happen here. Missed shot from Dexter. Has some like voodoo magic or something preventing him from hitting shots against the people in the apartments. He's missed a few there now, but he's still 20-4. Can't complain. Already an opening kill for Mir. Sets things up. He's looking for a double. Does good damage to X5. His teammates should swing around to finish that off, and he will. Flowian's now the last man surviving as Team Spirit clean at things up. Although, 1 kill from Flowian doesn't last much longer as Dexter does get his 22nd in the game. And we're going to head to a short break, Dean. Your eyes do not deceive you. It is 15-0 with Team Spirit 1 round away from banking themselves a 5th place spot in this IEM Fall RMR and getting themselves a good chunk of RMR points as well that will solidify their position as a challenger rather than a contender for this upcoming major.
Yeah, be a fantastic pickup. As you said, it's like 1,875 points or something along those lines. So quite a few on the line, as they want to try and see if they can end it here without any resistance being put up by IRAE, who have got to be intimidated coming into this pistol right now. They're still showing some aggression. All those top fraggers out looking for the kills with their 5 frags so far, looking to extend on it. Davkos peeking out through under. He's going to be forced back through that top connector smoke. So things for Team Spirit really going as expected. They just wanted to get this mid control. As you can see, X5 though coming in for a bit of a re-peek. It's a risky one, as those players in connector of course did peek through, but the shot's not being landed initially. And with that, Flowing actually finds the opening as they move up through connector, gets himself 3, trying to keep the game alive for IRAE, trying to deny the 16-0, and it's been done unless SDY is able to find a miraculous 1-on-4, and he can't do it. It's been denied. The dream is gone for Team Spirit, but I don't think they'll really care too much. What's actually on the line is still very much within their reach. But it was a mad one. I mean, coming out of Ancient, I looked at Mirage, I was like, this has got to be a close game. But it was a deceiving one. Much like Mirage, it wasn't actually there for us. Yeah. I seen the close game, it just wasn't actually there.
And now Team Spirit just go for those full Glocks. Not really well.
They'll win it with this, watch.
Yeah. Don't tempt me. I want to leave.
Damage. It's gotten bad though now.
Yeah, I respect the hustle to try and make this one work, but yeah, it is indeed rightfully claiming that one, and clean as well, keeping those 5 players alive. I mean, you build up a bit of cash, not that it'll really matter in this game, because if you lose one, you're out. So you just need enough to rebuy if you lose weapons. You don't need to have a big stocks of cash for multiple gun rounds in a row. You just need enough to at least give you these consistent gun rounds. As now the Team Spirit side will have these AKs themselves. I believe there's an AK for Mir. Yes, there is. So no troubles for him. Team Spirit look to close this down in the 3rd round of the half. And INDE actually have a little bit of a... I mean, they have the scout still for Davkos. They do have the 4 rifles around it, not going for, like, those bonus rounds you see typically where you have SMGs that's open to... Well, they know they need to find everything. Chopper? That's not legal. He just runs out of pallets, doesn't stop once to find the shot, and just taps the head of Florian away. Can't catch a break. Dexter's now sliding in for a kill himself. Mir's on the flank towards mid. This is over. It's 16 with only Hurt Frisk alone. A 1 versus 5. Dexter is on 2 HP. Fair enough, but yeah, he's still got 4 more to get. Mir's the first point of contact. First kill found. Hurt Frisk potentially could find a couple more, but does he really think he can win this one?
Probably not. I mean,
yeah, he's saving.
There's no around it is, right?
He doesn't know it's the last round, right? Yeah, guys, come on.
Of the tournament for him as well, not just the map.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I know there was an update and they changed some of the mechanics around. Unfortunately, guns and money can't be saved into following games. He eventually went back in to see if maybe another kill was available.